It's move-in day for Tippy. We've got to test out the water we made. Make sure it's not going to leak before we put it in a barn stall with her. Genesis, go turn your water on. Let's find out. There we go. Don't let it run out of there. So just let it get above that nipple, and then Mama will turn it off, and we'll make sure there's no leaks. We're getting everything set up so we can get Tippy moved into her stall today and hopefully have babies in the next few weeks. Is it full enough above that nipple?
Yeah, turn it off, please.
All right. There we go. All right, hop down. Take the glove off. I don't see any leaks around the nipple. Any moisture you feel?
Mm-mm.
Good. Now check it. Ta-da!
Very good.
Works like a champ.
Yeah.
As you can tell, KuneKune are doing terrific with a variety of species around. This girl here is going to the barn stall today so she can farrow. She's getting big. We hope she's pregnant. She kind of looks pregnant. Only time will tell. Now let's go on into the barn and see how much Dylan has gotten ready for the farrowing stall. So this was Hermione's farrowing stall in here. Her babies are doing great. We don't want to take this safe, warm spot away from them, so they get to keep that. The pigs have enjoyed making a nest in the hay bales that have broken as we've taken them down. These were some really loose packed hay bales, but we got them so cheap, it was well worth it. It was awesome. It was such a blessing to our family. Let's head in there. We're gonna have to redo this wire. Go ahead and unplug that wire, Genesis. Yep, go all the way. No, that's the fence wire, baby. Go all the way over and unplug it. Let's see what's going on in here. I asked Dylan to come out here and get this prep for us, get the spider webs and stuff out. Looks like we got some work cut out for us yet. We'll get her done. You may notice a lot of white powder in the bottom of the stall here. Oh yeah, we got a lot of preparing still to do, Mama Dreams. We'll get her right though. But you may notice a lot of white powder. Grab that can of Python and show them that. I had Dylan come out here and get this prep for us 2 days ago, and we wanted to put this powder in here. It's a Python dust. It's a livestock insecticide. So we use this, going over there, Genesis. We use this because a friend of ours was told by the same vet that we use when their goat was dealing with some mites or some lice, that this stuff was safe to use on the livestock and in their bedding and whatnot. And so we started using it since then. And in preparation for this being the stall, we wanted to go ahead and put some down in case there may be any in here, because we did run into pig mites at one point with Jameson. We had bought a really cheap round bale and used it for bedding, and apparently that round bale of hay had mites in it. We store our hay in the barn, so we're just being, you know, precautionary and preemptive of any potential issues that may happen when we move Tippy in here. We're gonna get working on this. Bring me that red shovel so we can get this sweep out of here that I've got to get swept up. Trying to make sure that this stall is thoroughly cleaned out of anything left behind by the prior inhabitants. Jay, there's one in here. We used this room for a rabbit colony previously. So there's not much that rabbits can spread to pigs that I'd be worried about. About the only thing that we really concern ourselves with that can bounce from species to species would be mites. Like I said, a friend had that issue with their goats. We had that issue with a pig once. We're just really trying to make sure this room is sanitary before we move her in here to have her babies. We don't want anything to happen to mama or the babies, or any potential critters stealing the nutrition from mama or the babies. We're doing the best we can to get the room cleaned out and ready. I wasn't really happy with the draft that's coming through this barn wall here. We haven't had animals in here since this summer. And that's when we had our rabbits in here, so the draft was nice. But now that they are out of the picture, I want this to be a little more draft free, especially with baby piglets in here and winter coming. So one thing we have around the homestead, thankfully, is a lot of miscellaneous 1.25" board that we get from the local sawmill. We use it for everything. I'm not even going to stress about pulling the other boards out of the way that are behind it. It's just an added layer of insulation at this point. At least that's my thought process on it. Got the kids over there cutting me more boards. That one didn't hit. I know it hit right here though. All right, let's go check on the kids. There we go. You don't want your mark closer to the edge of the board, Soph? Makes it easier to see. Nope. All right. All right, Sophalo. Chris, you come hold the board for her? Make sure you lined up before you cut. Nope. There you go. Listen, so you see how your blade is directly on top of your line? Mm-hmm. You're going to lose 1/8 of an inch of your board because this blade is about 1/8 of an inch thick. There you go. Perfect. Smart. There we go.
It's not working.
Did they unplug it? Yep, she unplugged it. Hold on, your sister unplugged it. And she was pulling the hose to fill up the water. It's okay.
There you go, Soph.
Perfect. That's good enough. That'll work. Close enough for government work. Good job, kiddo. Can I get a thumbs up? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Miss Sophie Lynn. You're doing a great job. Appreciate you bringing that wood to us. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting the anchor point set for our heat lamp. Now, when I say heat lamp, I need to stress that we only use Premier One safety heat lamps in our barn. We do not use a standard $10 heat lamp from Lowe's or Tractor Supply or any of those places. I've known too many people lose their structures to those heat lamps. So we use the safety one from Premier One, and we've really liked it. I'll bring that in here and show y'all what's different about that one in just a second. So not only will I have the cord for the heat lamp, which is pretty good that they put this on part of the cord to give it a little bit of extra stability when hanging and whatnot. But let me get the actual heat lamp for y'all. We had some visitors. Hello, Hermione. This is not going to be your pen, baby. No, ma'am. This is going to be Tippy's. Yours is down the way to the left. You exit, go right, and then out to the left, you'll find your stall. There you go. All right. So we'll get that heat lamp and show you guys how that heat lamp is different. Genesis, will you bring me that heat lamp, please, ma'am? Thank you for bringing some more wood. Now, at one point, we had chicken waters and feeders hanging in here. This room has been used for numerous things. All right. So, Mama Dreams has already put the light in there. But look at this housing on this thing. It's a thick plastic housing, so it really disperses the heat, okay? This housing's thick, it's away from the bulb. And then the shroud that goes on this is a really good shroud as well. It's a pain sometimes to get it on, but we got it on the first time this time, so that's awesome. But this is the heat lamp. So this dude right here doesn't get scalding hot. This isn't going to cause fire if this fell. The bulb is deep in there and it's very well protected versus traditional heat lamps, the way they're designed. So Genesis is going to hold this. Show y'all just a little something extra I do on my end that I feel gives it just a little bit more safety. So I'm not going to lower this all the way down right now, but what I do, I don't know if you can see it, is I've got some heavy gauge wire in here too, and I'll wrap this as well around this wire so it's not the cord that's holding the weight, but the wire instead. Now we're not going to get this put in until we get the floor repaired right here in a frame, but we'll show you once we're all done, guys. Kind of hate it using this cedar for this. I was going to make some kind of shelf or a woodworking project out of the cedar, but it's going to get used for this today because this stuff's a lot slower to rot if there's going to be moisture in here. It's bug repellent. And I had it. That was the big thing. I had it. You didn't have to buy anything. That's always huge, isn't it? Now I totally could have ripped this down so that it fit in there perfectly, but I didn't want to. I wanted this to go ahead angle like that to hopefully prevent any potential climbing that may happen while they're in here, especially the mama. Same thing over here, drafty area. Just want to get this blocked off. I am leaving the bottom open. There's a few little slits right there, and I'll further explain that in a minute. I know these piglets that are on the way and their mama are going to be happy I took the time to do this because this breeze is brutal. I think we're expecting like 14 degrees Monday night. That's always fun, right? Thanksgiving, I think they said it's going to get to 55. Hopefully Tippy will wait until Thanksgiving and have some warm babies. But we're going to do our best to set her and the babies up for success in this stall. And actually, I think once this stall is made, this will be a better stall anyhow than the one in the back, because the one in the back of the barn is right by the door, and so occasional wind gusts come through there. We've got a lot more work to do. We'll be back with y'all shortly. So we weren't a fan of this section of the flooring, and this is where the heat lamp is going to be over. So we're just going to go ahead and build another subfloor real quick. None of this is permanent, but this will last for a few years. Make something more permanent. Yeah, it's cold out here. And that dust is rough.
Hello.
That old Tip's about wore out, so I got her on the slowest speed, which is the hardest speed to get a screw started. But once she gets started, she's fine.
Come on.
Straight in, baby. There you go. Just like that. You want me to help?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Yeah, you were using a 3.5. So we're gonna grab the shorter ones than that. All right. So Sophie's gonna show you guys the end of this board. So we'll teach you a little something. So the grain of a board is important when you're laying boards. This particular board, see the arch? It's the cup of the grain. You always want your arches and your grain facing up so the water can bead off the sides, especially for deck work and whatnot. Flip that over, it makes a bowl with the grain, which means there's a very slight divot in the middle of this board that you can barely tell, but the water will pool there. So you always want to, like that, cup up. Slow, when you hear it doing that, you're stripping the head out. You need to be applying pressure and going slow. Go ahead. Change that back to 1. The speed to 1. Y'all are not quite ready for 2 yet.
How do you do that?
You just look at it right there.
Yeah.
There you go. Now press that down because you see how you're loose. Stand on that board and press it down. Now drive it in. Yep, keep driving. Drive it in until it's tight. All right, let's move on to the next one. Make sure you're looking at the grain of the wood like I just showed. You want your arch up. So this one's harder to see, but you can still see it. Yep, there you go. Yeah, start it slow, kiddo.
That's good.
There you go. Good. Now go to the other end. You're learning. These two are snickering because my nose is running off my face. That's why we got the teepee right here. It's probably because my booty butt was in her face. She was worried I was going to fart.
They stink.
I'm not going to fart. Good job, kiddo. Look at you driving screws unsupervised.
Not very good.
It takes practice. Drive a few thousand and you'll be a champ. You remind me of a saying that most kids learn when they're learning to drive a clutch. Grind them and find them, because you sure are grinding that head driving it in. That tip's about wore out though. It's not all your fault. Keep going. You got a few more boards. And then we got to build the frame to keep mama out so the babies can stay warm. Check the grain. Check the direction of your grain. What are you looking like? Is your arch up? There you go. That'll help keep this from rotting faster. So I kind of like that this one is going to be up off the ground a little bit. So if the babies are silly enough, pigs are generally very clean, but if the babies are silly enough to pee under the heat lamp, it'll leak through and not sit in there and pool on them. So I'm pretty happy about that. Hello, cutie. You coming to explore? You supervising for the next wave of babies? I hear you, girl. I hear you. Piggy piggies. Inquisitive, curious babies.
Here comes Tootsie.
I see. I don't even think she has a nose, Kristen.
No, Tootsie?
Yeah. There's some short, muzzled little piggies. Oh, that noise scared them. Keep going. So the girls are off cutting our boards we need, our remaining boards. So I'm going to get this put in place while I'm waiting on them. I want to test some things real quick. Get a dry fit before I put a lot of water in this bad boy. There we go. That's better. Put that there. There we go. Alright, so Tippy is used to using a pig nipple out in the yard, so this should just be second nature for her. Now, I'm also going to secure this with some baling twine as well. But I put this over in this corner because I left that slat open in the bottom in case, heaven forbid, the nipple gets busted off and it leaks. We haven't had that issue, knock on wood, but I'm trying to think ahead. So if that happens, the water's going to run out that way. There's a slope in the floor. It's going to run out that way. It'll be gushing out in this direction from the pressure draining out of the barrel. But that being said, we're only going to fill this barrel about half full too. That way, in case anything tragic happens, the barrel is not going to have a full 55 gallons to flood this room with. Like I said, I'm also going to secure the top of this with some baling twine, just as an added safety measure. We've not had any issues with these knocking over or anything, but we generally use a ratchet strap out in the main yard. For in here, this will hold her. This will hold her where I need her. Pull that out, get this put in. There we go. Now we'll just take this. Get in here. It really helps that while I'm working on this, the girls and Mama Dreams are out there cutting the next boards that we need for our frame. That's pretty huge. Now, one other thing I would say, and I've referenced this in the video that we used when we made this barrel, was keep the lid on. I believe I did. Keep the lid on though, that keeps these things from freezing as fast. And also, in a situation like this in a barn, the last thing you want is somehow a chicken coming in here roosting and falling in the water, or, you know, a field mouse getting in there and tainting their water too. You know, those are plausible things that could happen. So we don't want anything getting in there drowning and spoiling the water, because honestly, with one pig sucking on this water is probably only going to get checked every other day. So a lot of things could happen in the course of a day. So always put your lid on, folks. All right, I'm gonna go get the hose and get this bad boy filled up. While I'm building the frame, Mama Dreams there is gonna fill the tub or the barrel about half full. Let us know when it's half full, baby. Water coming out? Yes, on, baby. Is that why it wasn't coming out? They turned it off?
I was like, where did it go? There we go.
There we go. Now we're cooking with hot oil. Nice. Hermione, you were so curious about what's in here. No, you know your stuff. Huh?
I already go to grab one.
Hey, bud.
Help your dad. Toby. What are you doing, Hermione? What are you doing?
Measure, is it not out here?
They're both up
Come on,
there.
baby. There's nothing in here for you, monkey butt.
Hermione, there's nothing in here.
Very inquisitive pigs.
There's nothing in here. We ain't got no food for you right now.
Probably about ready to turn that off, aren't we?
What are you doing?
I only want half a barrel.
It's not half a barrel.
Okay.
What are you doing? 1/4 of a barrel.
Okay.
Hermione.
Oh, you want your 5 minutes of fame for money?
Hermione.
There you go.
She says, "Is this mine?"
No, this one's not yours, baby. And Sophie doesn't have any treats for you.
No, she's doing fed Sally and Jameson, so.
Trying to be efficient with our time. The girls are going to cut some more boards for us. I had a change of idea or change of plan, change of thought, whatever you want to call it. Once I saw the 2x4, I asked them to cut. Hey, Tippy, you'll be coming in here in no time, baby. We're getting it ready for you, Mama. But once I saw the 2x4 that we asked them to cut and our available screws, the length of them, I didn't feel like it was going to be secure enough in case Tippy decides to scratch against the farrowing board or whatnot, rubber booty on it. I didn't want her to break that down, so we're changing the plans. I've got a jam up nail gun, but like with everything else on the homestead, things end up missing. Girls, the pigs are saying hi, being a little territorial of the barn stalls. But I asked my son a while back to charge the battery for the nail gun, which he did. And he lost the battery. So that doesn't do me much good. I've got a charged battery for my nail gun, but no battery. Hopefully he can find it. Those dudes are super expensive. Hermione, this is not going to be your stall, Mama. Yours is on the other end of the barn. There's no food in here, nothing. And you just guys to come say hi, huh? Hi, busy. Hi. So, trying to be efficient with my time, waiting on the ladies. Figure I would at least start getting the bedding in here. We don't put a ton of bedding in here, but we do put some. Once the babies are born and they're more mobile, I'll increase the bedding. But since we don't use farrowing crates like they use in commercial operations, which I've never been a fan of those at all, they don't allow the mom to be maternal. They don't really allow for a bond between the mother and baby either. We try not to put too thick of a layer of bedding in our whelping stalls because we don't want a sleepy mama to mistake a baby with a lump of hay or some bedding. All right, girls, thank y'all. So the girls have brought back some boards. We're working on getting this frame up and getting this farrowing board up. All right. Here's what we got. Cool, right there. All right, in like Flynn. See what we can do. Perfect-mundo. Y'all got the tape measure with you?
No.
Okay. We'll just eyeball it. I guess it's close enough to 12 inches so the babies can get in here and under the heat without mama.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you need?
We're going to anchor this top and then come anchor the bottom. Using these 2.5-inch screws is making me a nervous man. Got longer nails for the nail gun, but I don't have longer screws for this project since the nail gun battery's missing. Just as I'm gonna get right where your foot is, I'm gonna screw this one in. We'll toe screw it in
No, level.
Don't need a level. So I got that toe screwed in. I had one 3.5-inch screw. That's all I had. All right. Just asked about a level.
What about this one?
Yeah, I know. I'm not worried about being level though. There's not much in this over 100-year-old barn that's still level at this point. You just need to be functional. Put a couple toe screws in this. Everything I build is with true dimensional lumber that we get from the local sawmill. So this is a real deal true 2x4. So these 2.5-inch screws are barely biting through it. Much lower, baby. There you go. Where's the ramp piece y'all brought me? Right here?
Right there. I'm pretty sure.
Get the ramp.
Is it too high?
Just hold on, baby. We'll get the ramp piece on here, and then from the ramp piece, we'll be able to eyeball where we need to be. So the girls are telling me I'm pampering these piglets and going too extreme by making this ramp for them to walk up into their lofted hot box, so to say. But the last thing I wanted was piggies not to be able to get to the heat. Now we got the ramp. Let's see where we need to put our board. There you go. Bring that up just a little bit, right there. Drop your end down some. There we go. What we're gonna do, girls, is you're gonna go out there and cut us one more of each of these boards, and then we'll go with board cutting for this part of it. So that's a 36, and what was this? Do you remember? No, not the 4-footer. This one here. Did y'all have a tape measure with you?
Yeah.
Where's that?
What?
You wanna get it, Soph? Thank you, babe.
Part of this
There you go.
area.
Food in here for you, girl.
Chris, did you need this one?
Is that it?
This one's longer, I think.
Maybe that's it.
I cut
Let's see.
two.
That's too long. You got a screw you can mark that in though, and Mama can cut this. Hermione, you got to knock the
Yeah.
cap on the inside. No, baby.
What about
Hermione,
over here, G?
you're knocking it over.
No, it
Here.
doesn't.
Mark it on the back side, Mama. There you go. Good job. All right, go cut that. So we need two like that and one more 36. Girls are out there cutting that next board for me. While they're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and get this lamp home. So that's one less thing we gotta fool with later on. Now, we adjust the lamp height as we're doing these often when the piglets are out here and under them. It gives us a better idea of what height we need it to be. But something you need to bear in mind is you've also got bedding down under here too, so you don't want this thing too close to the ground. Okay? So this one right here, I'm gonna leave it about right here for now. And this is really heavy gauge electric fence wire. This is not the thin stuff. Okay, so it's got some strength to it. All right, we got that there. Now, one thing I've seen people doing, and I'm probably going to do myself, y'all, is I'm going to change over to some chains and use chains. Some S hooks are easier to adjust. All right, ladies, thank you. I brought some more. I'm not going to make you cut another one today because I can tell that my team is about ready to be done for the day. But tomorrow, we'll cut one more board so that we got 3 boards high. And the reason for that is we don't want any of the heat that's coming out of that lamp getting out of this box. This is going to be a hot box that we want to centralize that heat. Those lamps put out heat, but it's not as much heat as you think. So we want to make this high enough that breezes aren't coming in and blowing that heat or causing any kind of interruption with the heat. So we'll do one more board tomorrow, and we'll also do 2 boards around the top to kind of block more of that draft off. Since this is a big room, it's not really going to hold in the body heat like our small huts have in the past that we've let our piglets be born in. But we do like having a room this large that we can come in and sit down and play with the babies. Now, pig hut, those dudes get hot in there. We built a smaller. Here, bud. Oh, you cut 2 more of these? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll only have to cut 1 more front board tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We built a smaller house at one point for our different breed of pigs. Mama Dreams and I went in there during the winter time just to see if it was warm enough. We were worried about having pig sickles from the piglets. And that house, with no supplemental heat lamp, just the pigs' body heat was 82 degrees. Now that's crazy because there was snow on the ground. There was snow on the ground, and a simple metal house we built was trapping in that much body heat, so that was pretty awesome. But this will be the last board we do tonight. We'll get the other bag of shavings opened up and spread around. So Soph, if you want to set the camera down and you and your sister get those shavings put under the light and spread them around, that'd be great. We'll leave those in here, babe. We're gonna need them. I'm not gonna put Tippy in here tonight.
Oh, can I see your knife?
Yeah, you can see it. Do you see it? Do you see my knife? It's a nice knife.
You know what I mean.
No, I don't know. What?
Can I have your knife?
No, you can't have it.
Can I borrow it?
You can borrow it. What are you gonna do with it, though? I need to know.
I'm gonna take it.
Thank you, dear.
Smooth like
So put a bunch under that lamp. Sophie Lane, are you gonna help her spread that? Okay, well, while y'all are doing that, me and Mama are going to look for a lid for this water. You got a lid already? Awesome.
There we go. Stop there. Start to spread it. I think that should be enough. Yeah, that's enough. Just a little bit more. Yeah. Pop it off. There you go.
Alright, y'all get enough to get in all the corners and the cracks and stuff? Good. Here, let me show you an ancient Chinese secret.
Hey, G, can you spread that out? Yeah.
What are you doing, Justice?
He's spreading that out because it was like a mountain.
She stood still for a minute. I thought something was wrong with her.
Hey, we didn't screw this board down.
Not yet.
No, we already good. We didn't screw it down. You ready? Watch this. I can make it smaller.
Oh, good job, guys.
That's what I was looking at. Something stepped and then that.
Sawdust Angel?
Yep.
Oh, all right. Well, I gotta go get a board that my girls missed when they were screwing the boards in. I'm glad we noticed that now. What board you? All right, I got it. All right, it's in now.
What are you doing?
Now it's Dolly's turn to come check it out.
You gotta get some. Oh, you know what you're doing.
Dolly, this is not for you either, baby. They're being crazy butts. This will be fine for tonight. We'll finish it up tomorrow. We'll put one more bag in here.
I bet you all the pigs are going to be sleeping in here.
I bet they're not, because we're going to shut the door so they don't come in here because we're leaving the tools in
Get out of
here.
here, you little tinker.
Look at those piggies. Nice and warm in the hay. Smart babies. Piggy pile. Piggy pile. These knuckleheads. We didn't get you in your pen tonight, baby. I'm sorry. We'll get you there tomorrow. We can't wait to meet your babies. I woke them Oops, apparently they needed that. There's one of the little sisters on the bottom of the pile. She sure is. She's the warm one down there. Is this y'all's midnight snack now, babies? Well, Dreamers, we had hoped to get Tippy in the stall tonight. We didn't realize the stall was in the shape it was in, so we had to do a little bit more preparing than we anticipated. And that's okay. We don't want to rush getting her in here. She doesn't look to be in any signs of labor or distress, so we're not stressing about that at all at the moment. We do want to get her in here before next week, though, definitely. We're going to try to get it wrapped up tomorrow, so we're going to make this a 2-part episode. So we'll do the second part tomorrow and show the finished product once we get it all done and have Tippy in here loving on her. You know, sometimes you gotta know when to push your team, and sometimes you gotta know when to, you know, let them have a break. We could have definitely pushed the team and got it done today, but you know, the wife being sick and the kiddos being kids, nobody wants to work all day, all the time. So we spent the first half of the morning running some errands. We got back and we chipped away on this for about 3 hours. I feel pretty confident that we'll get it done tomorrow, though. And I am glad that we came back out here tonight just to check on everything, because I can definitely feel the breeze through that top half. And so, like I mentioned earlier, we are going to go ahead and board the top half up tomorrow as well, just so Tippy and her babies are nice and warm. But anyhow, y'all, till next time, keep dreaming.